Is your dealership as enjoyable and simple to run as it could be? If not, we've got the formula you need to turn things around and build a business that's not only prosperous, but enjoyable every day.
That's right, Travis. Today, we're going to go beyond just profits. We're diving into how to make your dealership a place you genuinely love to run and work in. Plus, we have tips and resources to help you simplify your operations and see greater returns.
I'm Travis Miller.
And I'm Jimmy V.
And this is the show that helps you build a better dealership. We're jumping straight into better ideas today, and we have got a very important topic to discuss right now.
Near and dear to our hearts, Travis.
Yeah, this is something we talk about every day, all day in our work with dealerships at Rich Dealers. See, too often dealership owners are stuck in the daily grind, dealing with complexity, headaches, and a roller coaster of profits. The ESP formula focuses on removing unnecessary complexities, enhancing the work culture, and boosting profitability in a sustainable way. You know, this whole idea of ESP, which means enjoyable, simple, and prosperous.
It's not mind reading, Travis. It's not mind reading.
No, it's not. This has been the core of our business for 20 years now. And, you know, it's funny because most people think about us as, you know, marketing guys. We are nation's leading experts on attracting customers. That is what we do.
The traffic guys.
But this is what we realized a long time ago. Like, if you're going to have a business and you're going to attract customers to your business and you're going to get really busy and work really hard, then it may as well be like enjoyable.
Yeah.
Better for it to be simple than overly complex. And certainly it better be prosperous.
Right. It is Rich Dealers after all.
It's not skinny dealers.
No, it's not skinny dealers. Look, ESP is our mission. It's about, we recognized early on working with business owners of all types that often an entrepreneur started a business to have ESP, enjoyable, simple, and prosperous business and life. But what they ended up with was anything but. They had a business they were chained to. It was complicated as all get out. They were constantly wearing 9,000 hats and juggling tons of balls in the air. And often it also was not prosperous. So it was none of the things that they set out to get from a business. And when we discovered that early on, we said, wow, we A, don't want to be locked into that box ourselves. And B, how can we help them? Because that's what we do. We help business owners. How can we help them make it the opposite? And that's where we came up with the concept of ESP, enjoyable, simple, and prosperous. And then we started coming up with systems and processes and solutions and ideas to help business owners overcome the antithesis of ESP, and that's what we've been doing ever since. So a couple of things that can help make the business ESP, just like the second letter there, simplicity. We're going to talk about that. You know, you got to cut complexity from your operation, simplify for another one of our core values in our organization, efficiency. Streamlining processes and trimming excess, looking for the bottlenecks. It's always important to find where the bottlenecks in your business are and focus your attention on the biggest bottleneck first. Often we're, like I said, trying to juggle too many balls in the air that don't really need addressing. We need to address the thing that needs the most eyeballs, that needs the most help. And when you can do that, it simplifies everything in the business, and it also makes it more prosperous in the process, because when you can clear a bottleneck, you can make more money.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You know, look, making your business ESP is an ongoing process that really never ends. It's a process of constant, continual, perpetual, ongoing improvement. Okay. So these 3 tips we're going to share with you today, you know, in the interest of time, can get you started thinking about this. But it's something that we've been working on for years and helping other business owners work on for their business for years. But as Jim mentioned, it starts with cutting complexity. You know, so many businesses have just like a tangled ball of fishing line, and that's their processes. And it seems like every time you move, every time you try and accomplish anything, there's so much friction and so much complexity that you can't get anything done. And that makes it makes it unenjoyable. obviously over complexity makes it unenjoyable and makes it difficult to create prosperity. We talked about this in an earlier episode, a few earlier episodes actually. We talked about that book, The One Thing, by
Yep.
Carrie Keller, which is identifying the one thing that can make everything else easier or unnecessary. We talked about The Goal by Eli Goldratt, which was all about the theory of constraints and clearing constraints. These things are at the core of ESP and identifying like where you can exercise your muscle and your intensity to make the biggest impact. Okay. The second thing to focus on, a little tip here today, is to focus on enjoyment. You know, we figured, hey, we built a business, great. We're entrepreneurs, wonderful. Now we're coming to work every day. Well, if we're coming to work every day, it probably shouldn't suck. Like we should make a work environment that we would like to come to. And if we make a work environment that we'd like to come to, then there's a decent chance that other people would like to come to it also. And so you want to, create an environment, create a culture that you and your team members enjoy. And, that positive culture, that positive environment is going to include clear communication, excellent recognition, and communication that's peer-to-peer recognition, top-down recognition, and feedback from the bottom up, as well as work-life balance incentives, which, by the way, aren't real popular in the car business, but we've seen it work. We've seen it happen. It can make a big difference in the environment.
Yeah, and the third one is profitable practices. Track what's going on in your business. Know what is happening profitability wise in your profit centers of your business, and double down on what's working. So I often marvel at the number of dealers who actually don't have a simple dashboard for what's going on in their business that reviews their KPIs. And if you don't have that, if you don't have a dashboard that allows you to access your KPIs that basically affect your business on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, then you're going to be forever stuck kind of in the dark, grasping at straws and never really maximizing the profitability. And so focusing on sustainable profits over aggressive short-term wins is also a critical part of that equation as well.
Well, here are two questions that you can use to, organize your thinking around this. And when I say them, you're going to say, that's so obvious. But then I challenge you to say, well, are you asking yourself and your team these questions on a regular basis? And here they are. The first one is what's working? And the second one is what's not working, right? And so knowing what's working is going to help you determine what you should do more of. And knowing what's not working is going to help you to determine where you should invest your time and energy and resources into streamlining and improving. Really, it's a very simple formula, but that's not how most people operate. So it's an opportunity to ask two simple, streamlined questions to improve the entire situation in your business. And I can't wait to watch you implement those and see the results and the changes that follow.
Travis, this is one of my favorite parts of the show where we get to introduce our viewers, our friends, with a resource that we have found that could be helpful in their business or sometimes even personal life. This one, I think, worked for both, and you're going to like it. It seems a little odd. I think I found it a little odd when I first heard about it, when I first saw it. It's essentially a can of air. What? Yes, it's a portable oxygen canister that provides quick energy boost to keep you and your dealership staff alert during long work days. Now, it's almost like one of those cans of air you can spray your computer or keyboard with to get all the dust out or something, except you use it on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, just spray it all over. Spray it all over. No, it
But you
covers your
breathe
mouth
it
and
in.
nose. You breathe it in. And look, people working at dealerships can have long days. Exhaustion can creep in by mid-afternoon. Something like this, portable oxygen, like this product, Boost Oxygen, can provide a quick caffeine-free pick-me-up to improve alertness and focus, which I think everybody would agree could be beneficial during those long days, especially when, on the longest days,
Yeah.
with customers are piling up and the paperwork's piling up, a little quick boost of the oxygen could really
Never
help.
hurt, never hurt.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I think this is a cool thing. It's easy to keep around. You can have it in your desk, under your desk, and you can just grab it and go. We all have seen, someone in the hospital and they've got an oxygen. They're connected to an oxygen supply, right? Obviously, this is a healthy thing. Even when you aren't deficient in oxygen, having an oxygen boost is a real healthy way to give yourself a boost. Boostoxygen.com. Check it out.
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode, please, just a quick reminder, press the like button and subscribe to the channel for useful tips, and also turn on the notifications so you never miss a future episode.
Hey, do you have any friends? I think I know you do. Why don't you be a thought leader and send this video to them? They're going to love it, and you're going to look like a hero for doing it. And of course, we appreciate it.
It's my favorite part of the episode, Jim. It's better books. And, I like to remind you, why read any book when you can read better books?
Absolutely. Or just get some pointers from good old Jim and Travis on the best books out there to read. That's why you watch this episode. We simplify your life. That's how we do it.
It's a beautiful thing. So we're talking about a book today that's an oldie but a goodie, but it ties in really well to ESP. And it actually really helped us many years ago when it came out early in our business and developing the systems and frameworks that we use to run a business that's enjoyable, simple, and prosperous.
Sure.
And that book is called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss.
I remember when this book came out, Travis, it was such a big deal, such a huge sensation, especially in the entrepreneurial world. And Tim took the stage by storm. And today, now he runs a pretty large media empire out there. He has a huge podcast, multiple books out there now. And this is where it all started. The 4-Hour Workweek. What a great title for a book to it. And that was really, I think, one of the big pieces of its success is the title here of this book.
Now, I caution people not to take the title too literally. Like, yes. you could easily look at this and say, well, I'm not going to work a 4-hour week, so this isn't pertinent to me.
Especially in the car business.
Right, exactly. But look, and maybe it's hyperbole, but if the book has ideas and tips to, that could help somebody run a business in as little as 4 hours a week, well, that if you can incorporate some of those ideas and tips into your business, well, it's certainly going to help you become more streamlined, more efficient in the work that you do. Even if you do choose to be there for, full time, which is totally your prerogative. If you could simplify some of the busy work so that you can make your time more efficient, then you can spend more time doing the things that really matter.
Right.
Okay. So let's look at some of the takeaways from the book. The first one, automate and delegate. The author, Tim Ferriss, advocates for identifying repetitive tasks that could be automated or delegated. He talks a lot about outsourcing. And these days, of course, AI is a tremendous option for that. This can be a perfect way for dealers to simplify processes without sacrificing quality. You want to free up, your management and your leaders in the organization from mundane tasks as well, so that they can focus their time on the most high impact areas.
Yeah. Another one, kind of like tying into that, is focusing on high impact work. So instead of just being busy, Ferriss in the book encourages focusing only on the high yield activities. We talk about this often in our rich dealers meetings, talking about there being certain jobs in the dealership that cost that you would pay someone $10 an hour to do, $100 an hour to do, $1,000 an hour to do, and $10,000 an hour to do. That's really that $1,000 and $10,000 an hour work is the work that you as the owner and as your managers ought to be doing. And you want to apply this idea of prioritizing the customer facing time and the revenue generating time over all the internal kind of red tape, BS, stamping out fires kind of stuff that we often get tied up doing.
Yeah. Ferriss also introduces the idea of mini retirements, which is to take breaks to recharge throughout the year, rather than waiting for retirement. And in the car business, a lot of people really don't take time off. We've met I think about, a key interaction we had many years ago with a member, a dealer, who told us that he hadn't been on a vacation. He hadn't taken his family on vacation in years and didn't know if he ever would be able to again. And it was through the work that we did together, helping him build a business that was ESP, that he was soon able to start taking vacations again. And now, well, he's taken plenty ever since. But, not waiting, and, there's this idea of the deferred life plan, which is one day later, I'll do the things that I'm wanting to do. Instead, take the time to do the things that you want to do right now. And this mini retirement idea sort of brings that into focus.
Yeah. And lastly, he talks about, as you mentioned earlier, Travis, the power of outsourcing. And he explores different ways to outsource tasks in your dealership that you don't actually have to do. Obviously, we have staff. He often in this book was talking to smaller entrepreneurs that, might not have that many people on staff. But you might not need as many people on staff, actually, if you actually can leverage outsourcers. He was using Philippines outsourcers and Indian outsourcing in India. And also, as you mentioned earlier, now we have AI, which didn't exist when this book was written. And honestly, AI is such a powerful tool for creating efficiency. It acts as an outsourcer almost. And so the power of outsourcing and AI combined today could dramatically alleviate bottlenecks and constraints of your time and help you gain more efficiency in the business.
Well, and I think, another way of looking at outsourcing is to analyze what your core and key competencies are in the organization, and then find things that are critical to your success, but that aren't core competencies, and maybe find partners to help you with that. And so, for instance, certain marketing elements. A lot of dealerships do try and handle their own marketing, but they lack the real skill or expertise. You could hire people, but those people are really expensive. And so it can make a lot of sense to partner with a company who does specialize in this, that can, take over key competencies. There are a lot of other areas in the business that are like this as well. I think of recruiting, certain types of training, and certain types of, financial services that you need.
Process management.
Yeah, that might not be your core competencies, but you need them to be successful. So don't, feel like you need to wait, put all of those obligations and responsibilities on your own shoulders. Find good partners you can work with and trust.
Hey, we'd love to know what you thought about today's episode. Share your thoughts below and let us know in the comments. What changes are you thinking about making to your dealership to make it more enjoyable, simple, and prosperous?
We look forward to hearing from you. Let's continue the conversation. Head on over to betterdealerships.com and join our Facebook group. It's the best way to stay connected with us and all of the other dealerships in the Better Dealerships universe. See you there.